Namaste. Welcome to this chair yoga practice for the Manipura chakra, our yellow one, which is in the center of the body, the powerhouse of the body. There's more information in the description below this video, but for those who are joining live, they've already heard it, so we're going to crack on with our practice. Today, we'll start seated, sitting towards the front of the seat so that you can feel that gentle lift to bring yourself upwards, pressing down into the feet, down into the seat, and lifting away. Manipura is located just underneath the rib cage, between the rib cage and the navel, and we're going to rest our hands there, or somewhere in that general area. Perhaps settle the shoulders slightly down. Close your eyes or gaze gently downward. And take this moment to leave behind all of the other things that are going on, your other responsibilities, plans, reminiscings. Bring yourself into this time, this moment, this space. And let us together devote the next hour or so to a bit of nurturing movement dedicated to self. Notice how you're feeling today. Any areas of the body that perhaps will need a little looking after during our practice, a little kindness. Notice at least one area of the body that feels at ease, quiet, comfortable, spacious. Notice if you're holding tension across your face and shoulders. See if you can let go of some of that effort. And then notice the warmth of your hands on your abdomen and the movement of your breath beneath your hands. Whilst we have a gentle lift through the center of the body, try to keep your belly muscles relatively relaxed. Observe your natural, spontaneous breath if you have not already begun to do some deeper breathing. When you're ready, gently engaging across the navel to press a little more air out of your lungs as you exhale, and then breathing deeply in. And exhaling slowly, gently, engaging across the navel as you fully exhale. Relax the belly as you breathe deeply into the sides of the body, the back, the chest. Breathing out with that gentle engagement at the end of the breath. Breathing into the rib cage, the collarbones, the shoulder blades. Breathing out long, slow, deep, and complete. A few more breaths in this way. Find your own rate and rhythm. Notice if you can feel movement under the hands, a sense of stimulating that central chakra, the solar plexus or Manipura. Breathing deeply is always good for this chakra, so it really helps. It helps to charge up our inner battery of energy, light, fire. At the end of your next exhalation, just allowing your breath to fall into its natural rhythm. Notice the heat under your hands, and then allow your arms to rest down by your side. Draw your chin towards your chest. Let's begin with a few neck movements. So, rolling the right ear towards the right shoulder, chin back towards the chest, left ear to left shoulder, and chin to chest. Going side to side, just feeling your way. Noticing where the body offers resistance, not pushing through that resistance. Perhaps moving more gently to work around any crunching in the neck. Or uncomfortable sounds, let's say. For anybody who'd like to, you can roll the head in a gentle circle, maybe slightly smaller, just lifting the chin rather than taking the head too far back. And when you're ready, going in the opposite direction. And of course, you don't have to do this part of the neck limbering at all. You can use any movements that suit you. When your chin comes back to your chest, bringing your head back to center. If your eyes have been closed, you can open them. You can keep them closed if you'd like to. And we can roll the shoulders. Lovely rolling of the shoulders, just finding your way into a movement that feels good, feels releasing, perhaps lubricating in the joints, nurturing. We're rolling the opposite direction as well. And as you roll, perhaps notice the movement just underneath the rib cage, creating a little openness and then closing again. As we remove the rib cage, that helps Manipura to release blockages, just as moving our shoulders helps to release tension from the muscles that support them. When you're ready, you can bring your hands back to center, and or your body back to center rather. And we're going to start on our chairs today. So we will stand up and do some things as well, some moving things. But I'm just going to move my block out of the way so I can put my feet a little bit wider. You don't need to be super wide, but maybe widening your stance just ever so slightly to provide that firm foundation from which to work. Make sure you've got enough of your buttocks on the chair to feel firmly supported, maybe even just a touch of the tops of the thighs. And then we're going to reach our arms wide and release the hands down. Let's do that a few times. Reach the arms wide, lift the chest, open the front of the body, feel that space under the rib cage, and float the arms down to the sides. Reach the arms wide, breathing in, breathing out, floating arms to the sides. Let's do two more. Breathing in, opening that space under the rib cage, breathing out, floating down. Last one, breathing in, breathing out, floating down. Very good. Let's do the same thing in the opposite direction. So we're going to bring the elbows towards each other, round through the spine, and then just breathing out, releasing the body upright, arms down to the side. Breathing out as we've got the breath the wrong way around there. Breathing out as you bring the elbows together. Breathing in as you sit tall and release the arms to the side. Breathing out, bringing the elbows together, scoop the belly in, chin down perhaps. Breathing in as you sit tall, firm in your feet. Breathing out. Breathing in. Let's do two more. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Release the arms down to the side. Take a moment to roll the shoulders if they feel like they need a bit of rolling. And then we're going to do a little side bending. So reaching the left arm down and reaching the right arm up. You don't need to go far. Think about stretching the arms in opposite directions. Coming back to the center and reaching the left arm up and the right arm down. Very good. Let's go side to side. Breathe in as you reach. Breathe out as you return. Breathe in as you reach. Breathe out as you return. Firm in the center of the body, breathing in, press into the feet as well. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Let's do 2 more to each side. Breathing in. Breathing out. Have that sense of space under the ribs. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last time. Breathing in to the right or to the left. Breathing out. Breathing into the opposite side. Breathing out. Relax the arms down. Just do a little roll of the shoulders as needed. I find I usually need to roll my shoulders, but I have very tight muscles there, so who knows. We're going to complete this seated series of spinal movements with a little twisting. So taking the arms wide, elbows bent, palms can face forwards as your head does, or face towards each other, whichever feels most comfy. We're going to draw the shoulder blades towards each other to feel that lift underneath the rib cage and a little firmness in the belly here. And then breathe in the center, breathe out as you twist towards the right. You don't have to go far. Breathe in back to the center, breathe out, twist to the left. Breathe into center, breathing out as you twist, a little firmness in the belly. Breathing into center, breathe out as you twist, press into the feet. Breathe into center, keep the feet very active. Breathing out as you twist. Breathing into center, shoulder blades still active. Breathing out as you twist. Let's do 1 more to each side. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in back to the center, relaxing the arms down, rolling the shoulders as needed. And in this shoulder rolling, you still get that sense of movement across the center of the body, underneath the rib cage, where we want to do our work today. Roll your shoulders the other way if you've been rolling one way. If you've already reversed, well done. And then come back to sitting again. Very good. So we're going to come up onto our feet for a little bit of moving action. And it's not unusual when you're working with Manipura chakra to get hot, to feel that inner fire building. And sometimes it becomes a little bit overwhelming. And I know that ladies of a certain age, myself included, sometimes get a bit of a hot flush. Now, if that happens, you can stop what you're doing and allow the flush to happen. So allow that heat to spread into the body in any way. I like to pretend I'm shooting it out through the crown of my head and down into my feet. It makes me feel connected to the sky above and to the earth below. And so you can allow it to happen. If you try to quash that feeling of warmth, then sometimes it makes it worse. So breathe deeply, come to stillness, move if you want to continue moving, and try and let the flush come out. Okay, guys. So now we're on our feet. We're going to take the feet nice and far apart, comfortable distance for you. Toes can point slightly out if you'd like. We're going to give our knees a little bit of a bounce so that we feel the connection with the floor, really firm in the feet there. And then with the buttocks working a little, belly muscles, particularly lower down, working a little, we'll gently turn from side to side. Very good. So this posture, as you all know who are live here in class, is called Kati Chakrasana. And whilst we call it the ragdoll for our sort of English translation. Chakra in its name should tell you that this is really good, not just for Manipura chakra, as we're working today, but for all of the chakras. Allow your shoulders to relax, the arms to be soft and loose, and perhaps wrap the body a little higher up today, allowing the hands to tap across the back of the bottom of the ribs and perhaps the sides of the bottom of the ribs in front of the body. If it's not comfortable to tap your body there, then you can allow the hands to tap wherever is useful to you. Now we could do this for a really extended period of time. Up to 15 minutes is perfectly acceptable if it's feeling comfortable. And it's a really good one to do for Manipura, for our central chakra, particularly if you can engage still into the feet and the belly muscles. But today we're going to do some variations. So if you'd like to, you can free your feet to do a little pivot from side to side. And if you'd like to, you can add a soft bend in the knees in the center. And you're not really looking for a big squat here, just a little light bounce from side to side. You can slow it down if that feels more comfortable, or if you get dizzy, you can keep your head facing the front. Just allow the rest of the body to move. Whatever movement you're making, see if you can feel a loosening, a softening of held or tight feelings in the body. When you're ready, you can let your bounce go and simply pivot on your toes. And then bring your feet to steadiness and allow your body to lose its momentum just a little at a time. When you come back to standing steady in the center, notice if you have any areas of the body that feel warmed by this. It doesn't matter if you don't. If you don't notice, it's fine. It doesn't matter if you don't have any warmth. We'll work on that. There's more coming. Okay, so here, if your feet have ended up in strange positions, then square them up or turn them ever so slightly out if you prefer. And we're going to reach diagonally side to side. I shall demonstrate because that makes no sense. So I'm going to reach my arms to the right as I point my left toes to the left. You don't need to come off that foot, you can keep it on the floor. And then a little soft bend and reach to the opposite side. So we're going to go side to side, nice swinging arms, nice and gentle in the shoulders, but firm in the belly. And as you reach the fingertips away from the toe tips, allow yourself to have that sense of a length and open and space. And you don't need to go way over to the side. It can just be very simple in the center if that works for you. And if you're able to, you can try reaching the leg that goes out to the side a little bit backwards and the arms a little bit backwards as well. So you get a diagonal, but also a back bending or front opening pose as you go from side to side. Lovely. If you feel that it's becoming too much for your shoulders, you can keep the arms a little bit lower. You can just reach out to the sides. Or if you've had enough, you can always rest, and we'll catch up with you in just a moment. Let's see if we can do 3 more to each side, really creating that sense of length, firm in the belly. Very good. I can't remember how many, so I'm going to call this the end. And then bring yourself back to the center, steadying the feet, allowing the body to sway a little if it needs that losing momentum a little at a time. And when you come to stillness, just relaxing the arms and noticing where you feel the effects. So increase in heart rate and breath rate, completely normal. Do you feel any sense of openness or warmth in the body? Do you need to wriggle the shoulders, which we're going to do anyway just now, and go the opposite way as well? Very good. Smashing stuff. So we're going to do a few more of these lovely dynamic poses, and we'll do some wriggling of the chest backwards and forwards to start, or body backwards and forwards. So still with the feet nice and wide, little softness in the knees, which encourages our muscles to work rather than our joints to be stressed. A little firmness in the buttocks here, elbows towards each other. So just as we did seated, breathing in as you take the elbows back to open the chest, but this time we're going to breathe out and round through the spine. So a more complete movement, scoop the belly in, chin to chest. Breathing in, elbows back, shoulder blades towards each other, chin lifted perhaps. Breathing out, rounding through the spine, chin to chest, scooping in the center. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. See if you can find a rhythm that really suits your breath so you can explore the range of movement that you've got without stressing, without pushing, forcing, just encouraging. Let's do one more. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then finish by breathing in to stand tall and breathing out, relaxing the arms down. And give the arms a bit of a swing or a shake. If that helps, shaking out the wrists, shaking out the hips at the same time. Any movement across your center is very lovely here. And rolling the shoulders if you'd like to. Doing dancing shoulders, dancing hips. I like this one very much. As you know, opposite way as well. Very good. Okay, so continuing with our lovely standing limber, where it's more than a limber, isn't it? It's a proper working out. So we're going to have our nice wide stance. Little softness in the knees, a little firmness across the belly, and we're going to take the palms of the hands to face each other, and then press the left hand across the body to the right, and then come back to the center, press the right hand across the body to the left, and back to center. If you've been watching Kung Fu movies, I quite like them, but I don't expect everybody in the group to be able to necessarily think of one. But it's a little bit of that sort of energy. We want to feel like we're pressing, almost like punching, to the side and then back to the center and then to the opposite side and back to center. As you press to one side, let your opposite elbow go back behind you and return to center. So as you press to the other side, elbow comes back behind you and returns to center. Pressing, elbow comes back behind. Very nice. So it's much more robotic, let's say, to begin with, than flowing. Still firm in the center, pressing into the feet to resist the movement in the hips a little, gets a bit more of a twist across the torso. When you're ready, you can allow this to be more flowing. So you perhaps go just a touch more swiftly. The shoulders are nice and relaxed, but you really feel like you're pushing something away from you. And if it's good for you, you can focus on pressing away something that you don't enjoy, something that you don't find useful, something that's been weighing on your mind, someone or something that you'd like to encourage out of your life. Without, punching them or kicking them. Something that's made you angry. And then if you want to, you can add your breath. So you exhale as you push. You can exhale through your mouth or your nose. Two more. To each side. And relax. Come back to the center. Whenever you're ready, if you want to keep pushing things out of your life, you can do that too. And then when you're here in the center, just notice, before making any wriggling movements, notice how that feels, where it feels, and then releasing the shoulders a little, maybe shaking out the wrists, maybe shaking out the legs as well. Very good. Smashing stuff, chaps. Smashing stuff. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of punching now. Oh yes, which will be to the front. So again, with your nice wide stance, you can do any of this sitting down, of course, as well. We're going to have that softness in the knees, firmness in the belly and the buttocks, hands at about the waist in fists. Now you can use any kind of fist that works for you, but if your fingers don't like being held in a fist, then you can keep your hands more relaxed. That's okay. And then in front of you, imagine something that you would like to encourage out of your life, and punch one hand forward and return, and then the other. So as you punch, you've got this little twist through the upper body, and you also rotate through your fists. So your fists start with your fingers curled into the palms, palms turned upwards, and as you punch, the palm turns down. So you get a rotation through the arm as you punch forward and return, forward and return, forward and return. Lovely. Try to keep the elbows towards the sides of the body as they come back, shoulders staying down, shoulder blades working towards each other, that sense of space underneath the rib cage. And then if you want to, you can add your breath. The more you put into it, the more you get out of it. So really feel like you're bashing something, whatever it may be. It could be one of those blow-up things. It could be a punching bag. It could be a thing. It could be a feeling. It could be a situation. It might occasionally be a person. It could be next door's dog that barks. Three more. And finishing whenever you're ready, relaxing the arms down, just noticing for a moment in stillness the effects of that practice. When you're ready, you can release the shoulders, give yourself a bit of a wiggle. Nicely done. And we're going to finish this part of our standing series with some side bending. So we've got the feet nice and in supportive way, and we're going to take us, let's just do the arms to begin with. I shall try to uncomplicate things. So arms nice and wide, reaching the right hand across the body and the left hand over the head or slightly in front of the head. So you bend slightly to the right, and then drawing the arms in a big circle around the body to go to the opposite side. Firm in the belly and the buttocks. Don't worry about your breath here, but if you want to coordinate it, you can breathe out back to the center and breathe in as you bend to the side. Breathing out back to the center and breathing in as you bend. So here, as we return to center, we breathe out, and as we breathe in, we're opening that side of the body we're bending away from. So you're breathing into the space that you create. Lovely job. So keeping that centered firmness, really pressing into the feet. If you want to, you can add an element of moving your weight to the left foot as you bend to the left and coming onto the toes of the right foot, and then bending both knees and going the opposite way. So almost coming onto the ball of the foot that you're moving away from. We're going to do it this way to begin with, and then we'll try it the other way if I can coordinate myself. Maybe we'll just stick with this one. It might be fine. And for anyone who prefers, you can absolutely just keep your feet centered so that the weight is evenly distributed across your pelvis and across your low back as well. Very good. Now I have to really think in my head what I'm going to do. So we've been moving away, but this time, yes. So this time we're going to move towards the long leg. Does that make sense? So if you're up onto your toes, your left toes, you're moving towards the left. So that's completely different in its coordination for moving from side to side. And here, that helps us get a different sense of length across the standing leg hip as we bend away from that leg and soften the knee and come up onto the ball of the foot we're moving towards. Very good. Let's just do one more in each direction before I further complicate things. And when you're ready, coming back to center, releasing your arms down. Take a moment here in stillness just to notice the effect of your work. Roll your shoulders as needed. Wiggle anything that needs wiggling, perhaps a little shake out of the wrists. And we're going to come to our chairs again. Hurrah! It is chair yoga. There is a chair involved. Just momentarily involved, obviously, to do a little downward facing dog. So downward dog is one of the best postures that you can do for the alignment of your chakras. So if you imagine that it's possible for your Manipura chakra to be working really well, but the connections between it and the other chakras to be slightly impaired, and we call these blocks. And so downward facing dog helps to align the chakras so that energy can move more freely between them. Hands onto the back of the chair, walk your feet away, and then softening the knees, lengthening your tailbone out behind you, scoop the belly in. All of those movements that we've been making, backwards, forwards, side bends and twists. Now we soften the spine and the central column of energy in the body into its best alignment possible. Here the knees are kept soft, so there's no pulling on the low back. And if you wish to, you can gently sway your hips from side to side, just to release any efforts that you're holding in the low back there. And perhaps bending one knee a little bit more and then the other, so you get more of a sort of wagging tail effect. If you're familiar with this posture and you have a preferred way to do it, then absolutely go for it. But press the hands down into the back of the chair so that you feel the support of the arms. Also opening up that space a little bit underneath the arms where we've been working the arms quite hard. That can help. When you're ready to come up, looking towards your chair, raising your body a little bit as you walk in, coming back to standing upright, and as you stand upright, just holding the chair as long as needed if there's a little bit of dizziness, but just taking a moment to feel your way here. Very good. Super. So we're going to use the chair for a little standing sequence. So standing a little bit back from the chair, not too far, but a little bit back from the chair. We're going to lift the right knee. I better do that this way around, where I've got my right facing towards you guys. Lift the right knee and then step the right foot back a comfortable distance. Here, it's ideal if you can still touch the chair back or be quite close to it. So if you leant forward, you could still touch your chair back. As you look to your feet, making sure that they are stepped hip width apart, they aren't one behind the other, which makes it very hard to balance. It can be a bit tight for the hips to work as well. Slightly wider is okay, as long as that feels comfortable for you. And we're aiming to keep the hips pointing towards the back of the chair, but if they naturally turn a little bit to the side, that's all right too. So allow your hips to fall towards the chair back-ish, but a little bit to the side is fine. Here, if you're comfortable, you can do this with your hands on your hips, or you can bring your hands to the center of the chest, palms together. We're going to breathe in to open the chest, and as you breathe out, bend just your front knee. Press into your back heel at the same time. Breathe in as you lengthen that front leg, and then breathe out as you bend the front knee and press into the back heel. Let's do one more like that. Breathing in and then breathing out, bending the front knee. If you can, hold this position. If you can't, it's okay, just keep going up and down. From here, if you want to, you can hold the chair with one hand, or if you feel comfortable, you can raise your arms up, feeling that sense of space underneath the rib cage, but engaging in the belly, the feet, the buttocks to help support. Draw your shoulder blades towards you, and if you can, you can reach your arms all the way up, but in front is enough. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. As you breathe in this time, lengthen your front leg, and as you breathe out, fold forward from your hips, just like a downward facing dog, but with different legs, so that the arms come to the chair back, and you can rest your head forward a little as well. Here, take note, if softening your knees helps this to feel more comfortable, then go ahead and do that. Lift in the belly muscles, sticking your tailbone out behind you so that you keep the spine long. See if you can come a little further into this forward bend. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. From here, we're going to bend the front knee in this position and very gently bring the hands to the back of the chair. So we come back up into our upright position, warrior one, and then step the feet together. Take a moment with the feet together just to paddle or walk, march in place. And we're going to do a downward facing dog variation here as well. So this is not for everyone. Everyone can do the down dog, but if you don't want to do the additional variation, you don't have to. So hands onto the back of the chair, walking the feet away. And here, keeping the feet underneath the hips, maybe just a touch closer together than normal. Firm your belly, lengthen through the tailbone, and take your weight onto your left foot. If you want to, you can step your right foot back with the toes on the floor. And if you want to, you can lift your right foot behind you. Keep the standing leg, that's the left leg bent, just a touch. Firm in the belly muscles. If you prefer, you can go up and down. You don't have to hold. Whenever you're ready, you can bring the feet back towards each other again. Soften both knees, wiggle the hips, look towards your chair, walk towards your chair. Very good. Standing upright. Take a moment here, wiggle anything that needs wiggling, march in place anything that needs marching in place, and then we'll do the whole thing to the other side. So, stepping just a little bit further away from your chair than you normally work, taking your left knee up in front of you and stepping your left foot back a comfortable distance. So you might still be able to reach the chair leaning forward, but if you can, do this without the chair. If you need the chair, just bring the chair a little closer towards you and push it away from you if you've got a nice sliding chair like I do. The chair is there just as a little support, so it's not really there for us to lean onto in a great fashion. Check your feet are still hip width apart. I need to adjust mine. And allow your hips to find their comfortable spot, whether it be pointing towards the chair or slightly out to the side. Here, hands can be on hips or in the center, palms together. Firm the belly, firm the feet into the floor, firm the buttocks. Breathe in. As you breathe out, bend your right knee. Breathe in back to the center. As you breathe out, bend the right knee, press into the left heel at the same time. Breathe in and up. Breathe out, bending the right knee, pressing into the left heel. Hold here if you can, go up and down if you prefer. If you'd like to here, really firm in that center, firm in the feet and the buttocks, reach your arms forward and up to wherever the shoulders feel most comfortable. Settle the shoulder blades down, feel that space underneath the rib cage. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. One more deep breath in and out. Here we're going to lengthen the front leg while we keep the arms over the head and then fold forward from the hips. Scoop the belly in as you go. Reach the arms to the back of the chair. Perhaps you've got your upper arms or elbows on the chair instead of your hands. That's okay. Lengthen your tailbone out behind you and try to bring your torso a little bit towards parallel with the floor. Soften both knees if you need to. There's no need to hold the legs rigidly straight, and in fact, it's not useful to do so. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, really lengthening through the tailbone, lengthening the spine. To come out, we're going to bend the front knee, pressing into the back heel, looking forward towards the seat. Hold on to the chair. Whenever you're ready, free your back heel and step both feet to the front. Well done, guys. So once we've done that, we've got our little down dog into warrior 3 variation. Very exciting. So walking your feet away into your down dog position. And then here, soften the knees, just lengthening through the tailbone, making sure that the hands press into the back of the chair for a little support. Scoop your belly in, bring your feet a touch closer together than you normally work, and then take the left foot back if you're doing this variation. If not, just stick with down dog. Here you can lift the left heel behind you and lower if you prefer to lift and lower, or you can slide the left toes in and out. So you lengthen the left leg and then draw the left foot back to center. Or you can hold in your warrior 3 with your left heel lifted. Scoop the belly in, firm in the back of the body, firm in the center of the body, firm in the feet. Don't over lengthen your standing leg. Keep it a little soft. Whenever you're ready, you can bring your left foot down, slide the feet in towards each other, soften the knees, wiggle the hips from side to side. And then pressing into your chair back, look towards your chair seat, walk forward. Take a moment just to relax all of that effort and give yourself an opportunity to let the blood get back to where it's supposed to be before you return to your chair seat. Yes, we are going to sit down again. We're going to move towards relaxation in just a tick. So if you want to gather the things that you need now, then that might be useful too. Super stuff. Okay. So we're going to do a little lion's breath here. Woo, I say. So Simbasana, and it always makes me realize the connected things in life. So Simba is the name of the little lion in The Lion King, and Simbasana is the name of lion pose in Sanskrit. And I'm not sure that there was necessarily that many Sanskrit speakers in Africa, but maybe it was named. Anyway, it's just interesting. Sorry, I'm babbling now while you gather your things. It's all good. Okay, So maybe Simba isn't an African name. I will have to do more research. So we're going to do Simbasana, which is the lion's pose or lion's breath. And we're doing it seated, quite close to the front of our seat. So as we do for most breathing breath work, we want to have the spine nice and lengthened, the ability to hold ourselves upright. And then here, for the breath, we will lean forward and spread the fingers like we are spreading our claws, and just rest the palms on the knees or the thighs if you prefer, but knees is probably quite good. But really lengthening the arms, lengthening the fingers. So you can practice that just now. So when we do the breath, we will exhale, lean forward and really lengthen the arms, lengthen the fingers, as if we were shooting, I don't know, energy out of the fingertips, and then relaxing. And in addition to that movement of the body, which is a lean and lengthen, we're not rounding here. So as you lean forward to do that, it's with the back nice and long, and belly muscles will be as they have to be for an exhale, slightly drawn in. So with our faces, the face is so involved in this breath, it's great. With our faces, we're going to look up. And if you want to, you can cross your eyes, but you don't have to do that. You can just look up as far as you can look up, and stick your tongue out as far as you can as you exhale through your mouth. So I shall demonstrate. It's one of those breaths that can give you a fit of the giggles. I shall try not to have that, but if you do at home, that's okay. So I start by taking a deep breath in. Leaning forward, arms long, fingers long, tongue out as far as it goes, eyes looking up as far as they can, and exhaling. It's quite a forceful movement, and it's great for releasing feelings of pent-up frustration and anger and rah that you have inside in a healthy way. So join me. We will do 3 of these, but we're going to take a few breaths in between each one. And if you find a different rhythm of working, you can absolutely go with your own rhythm. If you want to do more than 3, if you've got a lot to let go of, you go for it. So begin just by preparing, sitting tall, a little lift in the center of the body. We'll take a deep breath in and out before we begin. And then a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, lean forward, fingers long, arms long, look out, look up, tongue out, exhale. And then relax the face, relax the tongue, maybe close the eyes or gaze down for a couple of deep breaths. When you're ready, you can take a deep breath in for our second lion's breath. Lean forward, arms long, fingers long, tongue out, eyes up, exhale. And return, relaxing the face and the eyes for a couple of slow, deep breaths. Notice the feelings across the face. If you really stick your tongue out and open your mouth to do the exhalation, you release tension from the face you have never been aware of holding. It's fantastic. This one I won't talk you through, but we'll do it all together. So deep breath in, and when you're ready, and release. Take a few moments just to feel the effect. If you feel inclined, you can, of course, do a few more of these. 3 is usually quite sufficient. 5 might do on a day when you've got lots of pent-up whatnot, but not too many, So it's a very forceful release of our energy, and sometimes that can leave you feeling depleted if you don't then take the time to soften and restore that energy as well, which of course we will do in our relaxation. So Whenever you're ready, you can bring yourself into your preferred pose for relaxation. If you need to give your neck a bit of a turn or a wiggle, or if you would like to soften the shoulders after lion's breath, then make any adjustments that you feel are useful. Using a block underneath the feet will let the hips be a little bit more rested here, because the knees will be more towards the level of the hips, not too high. Slightly underneath them is best, but not too low either. Sit back in your seat so that the chair back can really support your body. We've used our central core muscles a lot during this class today. And so giving them the opportunity now to find rest, to find release, to be able to let go of some of that effort. And resting your hands wherever is comfortable. Closing your eyes when you're ready. Take this moment to feel how your body feels in comparison to how it felt at the beginning of the class. Notice any areas of the body that feel vibrant or resonating with energy. Areas that feel warmed, lengthened, strengthened. Notice any areas that feel uncomfortable, perhaps a little bit too much effort made, or a movement that didn't quite suit your body. It's good to note that so that you can adjust your practice next time. Notice the quiet areas of your body, where the body feels soft, peaceful, spacious. Take a deep breath in and gently sigh out through the mouth. Repeat 3 times, a deep breath in, let all of that residual effort go. A deep breath in, let your muscles begin to relax. One more of these deeper breaths, surrendering your weight down into your seat, down into the floor. Allow your breath to find its natural rhythm, falling into quietness. Feel the skin across your forehead softening and spreading. The area around your eyes relaxing. Your mouth, tongue, jaw releasing. Allow the whole of the body to feel soft, heavy, warm, and releasing down. Bring your awareness to the space of your Manipura chakra, below the ribs, above the navel, and imagine there is a soft yellow light in that space in the body. The soft yellow light is like a miniature sun warming, healing, energizing everything you do. As you breathe here, allow each inhalation to brighten that light, to concentrate it. And as you breathe out, allow that yellow light, that golden touch, to move from your center through the rest of the body, moving out in waves of light, touching every organ, tissue, muscle, bone, joint, vessel. Each languid inhalation stoking that fire within. Each exhalation sending the light out through the whole body. Healing, restoring, relaxing, rejuvenating with every breath. When you're ready, you can gently begin to withdraw your yellow light. Allow it to recede back into your center, slowly leaving its sense of energy through the body, but the source of the energy coming back into your center. You can imagine containing it like a light bulb, or in a chest or a room or a cave, allowing the majority of that energy to rest somewhere where you can always find it and you can always tap into it. When you're ready, perhaps just taking a couple of deeper breaths, bringing awareness back into your hands and feet by moving fingers and toes, maybe rolling wrists and ankles. In your own time, taking a deep breath in and stretching the body in any way that feels good. And again, when you're ready, you can gather yourself back towards the center, resting your hands on your Manipura chakra, just for a moment, keeping the eyes gently closed. On days when it is difficult to find that sense of light in the wider environment, and as we come into winter, those days are perhaps more frequent. Remember that within you there is inner light, the sunshine inside. And take that knowledge with you through this winter, remembering that you can tap into it whenever you need to restore your sense of contentment and joy, perhaps. When you're ready, gently opening your eyes. Namaste, guys. Thank you very much for joining this practice. Next week, of course, we will be moving on to the heart chakra. The heart chakra is depicted as green here, but is also sometimes pink or grey. So don't feel like you have to rush out and buy a green t-shirt for this practice. But I will look forward to practicing with you then too.